Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to pour over this little 8-inch bloom. I like everything about it but this part, and I can't get over that. So I'm going to pour over. So I'm going to show you the colors as I go because I'm still sort of deliberating about them in my head. So I'm using the bloom recipe, of course. I'm using Glidden Premium in Satin. And another reason I wanted to just go ahead and do this with this little 8-incher is if you saw my last video, which I forgot to bring the dried result out here. If you saw my last video, I finally had some mild success with blowing the bloom out myself, and I need to keep practicing that so I don't lose momentum. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm gonna put down some Matisse Indigo. Since I'm pouring over this one, I have to be cognizant of using dark enough colors so that the color underneath doesn't like bleed through the pillow paint. When I say bleed, I mean show through. Bleed is probably the wrong term. You wouldn't think that would happen with house paint, but I've had it happen before. So that's Matisse Indigo. I just stirred it up, so it has some bubbles. And I'm gonna put a little Mallee Ringneck Blue Boom Gel. My Matisse paints I get from Blick. My Boom Gels I get from Pixel Paint Designs. There's a link for Blick below. There's also a link for Pixel Paint Designs and a 10% off coupon code using Mandy 10. And of course I have a 20% off for Colourarte using Mandy 1120. We're going to use some Colourarte paints today. I'm trying to decide what order I want to put this in. Well, I kind of have to go in this order or this won't work. So this is Cypress. This is a Holbein paint, and it's a beautiful color. I love it a lot. So I get the Holbein paints from Blick as well. And this seems to have a little gummy stuff in it. Okay, so that is Cypress. Really love that color. See, now I'm kind of wishing I was doing a blue and green theme, but I'm not. So, oh well, I'm not. So this is Violet Rose. This is a Colourarte PrizmPour color. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. See, now I'm seeing these colors together, and like the plan that I had to add some magenta and stuff in here, I'm starting to second guess it because I'm seeing how beautiful these would be together, but I probably shouldn't second guess it. I probably should go with it. But man, am I tempted to second guess it. Oh well, I'm just gonna go with it. Pink Carnation. This is also a PrizmPour color. It's beautiful. My dog is making noises and scratching, in case you hear her and wonder, what the heck? It's not me, it's her. Hi, Chloe. She would like me to know that she wants to go outside. And I told her I would take her after this. But that doesn't seem to be a good deal to her. All right, now this is Buttercup. This is a Primary Elements from Colourarte. It's really beautiful. This is from the Secret Garden set. And I haven't gotten to use this one much, so I thought it would be a cool accent color. Okay. I am trying to clean up as I go and not doing a good job. kind of want to put a little more Cypress up here because I think it kind of got swallowed up. A little more Cypress, just a little. Hold on, Chloe. Let me finish what I'm doing. Okay, and then I'm going to use a little bit of Magenta from Atelier Free Flow. And then I'm torn between turquoise phthalo. Look at this. This is so not level. Look at that. Torn between turquoise phthalo on the top or more indigo. I love the way turquoise phthalo looks near the top, but the last time I had that weird dendrite thing in the cell activator, and I don't know if I blame the turquoise phthalo or the cell activator. So today I'm going to use a new batch of cell activator, which is going to be titanium white from M-Gram. So we're going to hopefully rule out the cell activator issue. I think I probably just didn't stir it enough. When I asked some paint pouring people, that was the consensus I sort of got. Let's see, that magenta may be too much, but magenta is kind of a semi-transparent color, so is indigo. So look how much I used too much paint, you guys. Now I will ask you for some grace because I'm going to try to blow this out myself, and I'm working. I'm not going to say I'm not good at that anymore. I'm working on getting better at that. So obviously I used a lot of paint here. So I'm about to put my big old head right in the way. So this is indigo again. I guess that's the direction I'm going. And then I'm going to use a titanium white cell activator using M-Gram. I have a lot of really big bubbles right here. And I'm going to really try to blow it out. So I'm going to be in the way. There's nothing I can do about that. But just know the goal is to blow down in the center and lift your head up as you do it. I know what you're supposed to do. It just doesn't always work well for me. So we're working on it. All right. This is 8 inches, so that's probably about right. Okay. Oh, I'm so nervous. I've been doing this technique for over 2 years. Ooh, I'm lightheaded. I'm not doing a great job this time, guys. But part of it's because I have too much paint down. So lightheaded. Oh my gosh. Okay. I did not do a good job in the beginning, and now I'm having to work backwards. And this was my fear, is that that good situation was kind of a fluke one-time thing. So I'm really trying to not give up on this. Because this is a mess so far. But it's okay. We're gonna practice. Okay, let's come back to that. It looks terrible so far, but this is way too much paint. That is definitely part of my problem. Also, taking too long to do this is part of my problem. I really think I'm going to scrape this and start over because nothing about this is going well. Let's do that. Let's just scrape it and start over. I feel silly doing that, but it is... I did not do a good job starting it, and as a result, we are struggling here. So let's just start over. Just paint. We need to use less of it this time. Okay. Obviously used, oh, and I put all that stuff away. The one time I'm cleaning up after myself, right? And we're gonna have to change the colors because I don't think I have enough indigo to do that again. All right, indigo first. I definitely had too much paint down, for sure. Okay, Mallee Ringneck blue. And maybe I just had too many layers. I don't know. I feel like I'm super committed to the color scheme now though, because it's gonna be on the sides. Cypress. La la la. This is a struggle for me. All right. Violet Rose. I love this color so much. I'm still on the fence about whether or not to remove some of these other colors that I still love very much, but I really think that these blues and greens and purples play really nicely together. Pink Carnation. I think part of my problem there, if you noticed how the cell activator was sinking into the middle, way too much paint. So I'm trying to chill with the paint this time. Buttercup. Maybe we'll just keep the magenta on the top. May not be a bad idea. Buttercup. I don't know, I kind of like the indigo a little bit. Magenta. Maybe just a little bit of indigo. Which is good because we certainly don't have a lot. Kind of just wanted it to like be an accent at the top, you know? So hopefully mission accomplished. I have to be patient with myself. This is why I don't practice this, because I really get frustrated when it doesn't pan out. And the other time when I did it and it did, I was like, whoa, I need to be practicing this more. And I do, but I'm really bad at the process part, like waiting to be good at it sort of a thing. Maybe I should put some boom gel at the top. Little Mallee Ringneck on at the top here. It's always a good thing. Just change the whole thing, you know what I mean? All right. Okay, guys, I'm really nervous. But I have to get better at this, and the only way I'm going to get better at it is by doing it. Tons of other people have taken this course and been good at blowing the blooms out themselves. I just got frustrated when I wasn't, and I started figuring out other ways to do it. But I like the control that you have over the composition when you do. So I want to, you know. Okay. So just dipped my chin in it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. We were doing pretty good until we ran out of cell activator. Ooh, lightheaded. You know what? I'm going to try something. Right? Can't be that bad. Okay, it's not perfect, but other than me dipping my chin in it, it's seen worse. Okay. Uh-oh. Realize you guys cannot see what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm like out of breath. But okay, this is not perfect, but wow, am I out of breath. But considering what a disaster it was, and that I've added cell activator multiple times and it's still sort of going okay, I'm gonna say yay, and I'm gonna keep going. All right, the middle has some opportunities. The colors are really beautiful. There's definitely some parts that are not blown out super great, but I'm still pretty happy. The Boom Gel took over a little bit right here, but it's kind of helped me where I screwed up. So there is going to be some excess cell activator in some places from where I added it. And I'm trying to get it to interact nicely because it's going to expand and these cells in the middle are going to be too big. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, this is leaps and bounds better than what I could have done before. So I need to celebrate it, even if it's still kind of a mess. So I'm gonna do a couple things here, just where I didn't do a good job, because some of this, most of this at the edge is gonna come and it's going to spin off. So I'm really only worried about a couple of places. The colors are really cool. Especially the way the yellow looks. There's a couple places that, like, I know when it blows out, it's gonna, or it spins out, it's gonna, like right here, can you see that? Right here, we have obviously some misshapen cells, right? But the colors are really pretty. Obviously there's a lot of weird white lacing from where I added all that cell activator, but what I have learned, I think, is that I might need more cell activator when I'm going to blow it out myself, because I need the practice, and I'm used to measuring just enough cell activator for like a hair dryer or whatever, so you don't have too much. But obviously in this situation I needed a little bit more. So these cells right here are super cute, and I'm just hoping that the end result is still beautiful. I realize it's practice and I need to be patient with the process. I'm not good at that. When are we really good at being patient with the process, right? We like to be good at everything right now. But that's not life. So painting can teach you about life. So my press and seal is coming out, making its debut on the spin around. This is a lot more rainbow looking than I thought it would be. But now that it's opening up, in some places you can see a lot of the color represented. Let me get another wipe so I can try to stay cleanish. I don't know if you can see from where you are. This is a long video because of all my rework. I don't know if that, see, what I don't like is the middle where the cells are really big, but I think you got to take the good with the bad, you know? Like this is getting kind of misshapen right here, but And there's some places that, uh-oh, what is this? Oh, a paint booger, how nice. Right in the middle of the composition, of course. There's some places that look better than others on here, but I really like it. It's not going as well as my last one that was sort of like a surprise, yay, you know, but they're not always gonna be great, you know. I'm gonna have to replace my press and seal because this thing spinning out over here is driving me crazy. Okay, I really like a lot of it. I don't love the center, but here's my thought. When I blow dry a bloom, that sounds weird. When I use a blow dryer to blow out the center, there's always a funky section that I don't like. So at least in this situation, I like more of it than I don't like. And at least some of the funkiness is kind of spread out. You know, when I have issues blowing it out, when I use a hair dryer, there's usually like a third of it that's really weird looking and doesn't go with the rest of it. And in this case, the funkiness is sort of everywhere. So, kind of works. So there is a weird oblong cell shape here. But see, nobody's going to pay attention to that detail but the person who does the art. We're the ones that look at it and go, wait a minute, what the heck is that? But nobody's going to like look at that level and scrutinize it the way we will, you know? These bubbles though, they drive me crazy. So there's still too much paint on there. So I got to spin it some more. But I'm sorry, not sorry that you guys are going to see a lot of practice blooms. Now, normally what I love about the M-gram cell activator is that it sits really nicely in place and it doesn't do this like spidery thing that sometimes Amsterdam does. Obviously, that won't necessarily be entirely true of this situation because I kept adding it when I ran out, when I was going around the corner there. So you can tell in the places where I added it versus where it like occurred naturally. Like these cells here are incredible. You know, these here are messed up from me adding cell activator. And there's a lot more like cloudiness around the paint because we added it in, you know, the late stage when we were already moving the paint around. So that's obviously going to impact it. But I do think using the Indigo and the Mallee Ringneck at the top, it worked out, but it muted some of our colors. Even though those are both semi-transparent colors, I think because I didn't blow it out with the same skill that I was hoping for, the paint color didn't spread out like I wanted. But I still think it looks cool. Like, is it different than what I had in mind? Well, of course. Isn't it always, right? But I hope you guys don't mind because I'm going to take you on the practice journeys with me. I mean, I've done this technique for probably at least 2 years. And I still have times where I completely fail. And I still have times where I really need to practice a lot. And so if you're learning an advanced technique like the bloom technique, you need to be patient with yourself. You are going to have to practice. And just when you get something down, something else is probably going to pop up that you want to work on. So that's one of the things I honestly like about it is, at least for me, it hasn't been easy to master, but it's been a ton of fun to play with. And so, you know, it took me forever to get a swipe down, and then I felt pretty comfortable with those. And so I would do them a little bit more often. But if I don't do blooms often enough, I find that I get really rusty, and then I have a hard time doing them. One fun thing to know about Boom Gel. With Boom Gel, up close to the top of your cell activator, you have a lot of forgiveness if you use too much cell activator, because the Boom Gel sort of interacts with the cell activator in a really unique way, and it'll sort of gobble some of it up. You may be able to see it like right here, where that Boom Gel is meeting that lacing. The lacing is a lot more muted than say here or here. Now that could also be how I added it, but if you struggle using too much cell activator and it messes up your paintings, Boom Gels can be a little bit forgiving. I've also had them work really well on old cell activator. You know, I didn't try it with this one because my last bloom had a funky center, because I'm reasonably sure because I used old cell activator that I had just mixed up some new Floetrol into, and I don't think I mixed it up well enough, so this time I mixed up a brand new batch. But I'm going to spend one more time, and then I think we're probably going to have enough off of there, and I'll bring you down for a close-up. It's a very colorful little booger. It kind of looks like it's red, white, and blue, but it's not. So I know that that's going to look very different under resin. This looks weird. It looks like a tadpole to me. Oh, you know I will obsess about something that doesn't matter in a painting for sure until I make it horrible. But that just looked really strange to me. I just had to give it a little bit of something. Okay. Well, I better quit messing with that because I'm going to make it worse. One more spin. So the center's kind of weird, but if you look at the overall bloom, I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. And considering that this has always been a struggle for me, I will call it a win, because we're going to have some practices, and I'm going to be brave and get this down. So the one part that's kind of weird, which I think happened from tilting, is this part right here. And I am tempted to help it, but I know that that is a bad idea. So I'm just gonna put my little skewer down, and I'm gonna bring you in for a close-up. All right, so let me bring you in for a close-up. It really does look red, white, and bluish, but it's not. It's so weird. So you can see where we had some success, and you can see all the beautiful sparkle that's in there, the cute tiny little cells. This is definitely better than the first one, the first attempt that we scraped. I love the depth in those cells around the edges. This is the part that's kind of funky. The center obviously has larger cells than I would prefer, but it's not too bad. I love that little part right there. So what do y'all think? Sorry that you saw so much of my head. There's nothing I can do about that, but it's part of the process. I don't have a photographer over here to change the angle for me, but let me know what you think. Don't forget about the discounts in the description box. My link to my Facebook group is also down there. And I also have a tutorial for what I typically use in my blooms, because I get that question quite often. Anyway, I appreciate the support, everyone. Please like and subscribe if you're new, and let me know you're here, and have a great day. Bye.